Hi, and welcome to On Stage at A.C.T. Today we're lucky enough to sit down with the cast of Match. First up is going to be actor Johnny Waitt, who is going to be portraying the role of Tobi. So welcome, Johnny.
Thank you.
Geez, I haven't talked to you since Christmas, since you were featured in A Tuna Christmas, which was an amazingly well-received production. But for those of who don't remember, why don't you give me a little bit about Johnny?
Oh, well, I have just come back to acting. I was in theater when I was younger. I'm 53, and I haven't done theater in close to 30 years. So my first production was this last Christmas in A Tuna Christmas, and it was quite the challenge. 11 characters, and I played everything from a 8-year-old boy to an 80-year-old woman. So
8 to 80, what a range! But you're originally from Boston, right?
Correct.
I don't hear it, so you must have worked very hard to neutralize.
Well, I think it's where I grew up. The town I grew up in was outside the city. I mean,
what can you tell me about Match and your character in it? You know, don't give too spoilery, but tell me a little bit about Tobi.
He was a career dancer who injured his leg and became a choreographer instead. He decided to teach, but he has a couple of skeletons in his closet.
Well, that's what makes people interesting. What's been the challenge for this role? I mean, obviously, it's not the same as Tuna where you had to learn a million different lines, but what's been the challenge for this role for you?
Well, honestly, it's this. I mean, I have the biggest part in this. Some of the stories that I have to tell are 3 or 4 paragraphs long, as I'm relating bits and pieces of my life and telling these stories. I mean, they're really, I'm sort of a raconteur, in this thing. And
so you get to stand and hold court and talk to everyone, and
somewhat, yeah.
And so you have your moments.
It's a situation where I don't normally have an audience, and a captive audience, and so I think Tobi's a bit over the top at times, but it's just that's just who he is. He's a performer.
So this is, from what I'm hearing, that's not like you. You're not one to stand and hold court and be over the top.
I think once you get to know me, I
am. Okay. Well, maybe we do know those strengths. So
I'm probably the most disruptive influence in the rehearsals.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Keeping things light. There's always a beginning, middle, and end to every show. How does your character evolve? What changes? I mean, like, obviously we want people to come see the show, so don't give me too much, but...
Well, I think it's the unlocking of those skeletons. It's finally the freeing of those things that have weighed on him for literally decades.
Now, obviously, you've been on this stage before. Now you've got an extra body this time, so what's it like for you to work with a small cast and in a small space?
Well, I mean, I like it. It's very intimate, and I think it's kind of nice in some of the scenes where we're having conversations. I mean, it feels very intimate. It feels very natural. I mean, it kind of adds to that, where it feels like you're in somebody's apartment.
Why should everyone come see Match? I think the show's amazing, so why would you tell someone to come see the show? I think the characters are fascinating. I just think the setup for it, the entire the byplay between the characters as it's going along, and gets more and more serious. The comedic element starts to drop a little bit, and then some of the drama starts to come out. But even after the central conflict occurs, Tobi still takes it pretty lightheaded. He takes life pretty much in stride. What he's dealt with, he deals with pretty well. So you've done Tuna, you've done this. What's next? Are you taking a break, or
we're talking about doing a show late summer, series of monologues.
Okay.
Be another actor and I splitting up the monologues.
Fun.
And then Tuna again.
I was going to say, I've heard rumors of Tuna coming back. Would that be exciting?
Yeah, because it went so well, and it'll be a whole lot easier already having...
Or just refreshing it, right?
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe you could be like Sylvester Stallone and make a career out of tuna. You just do it for the rest of your life. Every Christmas, somewhere, you know, he does Rocky 25. You can do tuna for 25 years.
There you go.
And you can play 80 at 80.
Well, the original comedians that wrote it. I mean, that's what they did. They do it all over the country.
Is there anything else you want to say about the show before we kind of finish out?
No, I hope everyone comes to see it. I think it's a really fascinating show. It's the themes are kind of adult, you know, and I'll say that right up front.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some of the language may catch people a bit off guard.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's but I really like it. I think it's a really fun show, and I'm excited to be a part of this. I really am.
Well, I look forward to seeing you, and you guys can see Johnny here at A.C.T. Studio when Match opens on April 8th and runs through the 23rd. Johnny, thank you so much.
Thank you.